What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DraftKings picks for NFL Week 2, sleepers and studs. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. Welcome to the channel. If you're a first-time viewer, we do NFL videos every day, so be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And if you stick around to the very end after all my picks, and after I show you the Draft Dashboard daily fantasy tools, I'll give you a secret pick that's going to have a huge week 2 and no one else is going to be talking about. Okay, in this video, I'm going to give you a sleeper and a stud for each position. At quarterback, I like Philip Rivers with a great matchup versus the Buffalo Bills, who are ranked the second worst defense overall and give up the third most fantasy points to fantasy quarterbacks. Philip Rivers had a phenomenal week 1, scoring 33 DraftKings points and crushing value for those that played him. I don't see any reason he can't match his week 1 production versus the Bills. You'll have to pay up for Rivers at $6,700 DraftKings salary, but you'll get him at a much lower ownership than Drew Brees, who doesn't have a good matchup. So if Rivers can outscore Brees in week 2, you'll be ahead of the field. Okay, now for a low salary quarterback that may fly under the radar. I like Tyrod Taylor facing the absolute worst team defense so far, giving up the most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks, the New Orleans Saints. You saw what Ryan Fitzpatrick was able to do versus the Saints D. Tyrod Taylor scored 25 fantasy points last week with 8 rush attempts. Tyrod Taylor will be low owned. He doesn't need much to hit value, and he has the ability to go off and score passing and rushing touchdowns. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL, MLB is still going, NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Okay, let's take a look at running backs. My stud running back for week 2 is Todd Gurley. He's an absolute beast. Running through people, carrying multiple defenders on his back to gain extra yards, Gurley is in a great spot facing the Arizona Cardinals, who have given up the most fantasy points to opposing running backs so far this year. Gurley scored 27 DraftKings points last game, featured in the second half. His runs were opening beautiful play action passes for Jared Goff, and I don't expect that strategy to change. Look for a heavy dose of Todd Gurley in week 2. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Now for a low salary running back. I like Dion Lewis, the former Patriot, now playing as the Tennessee Titans starting running back. Dion Lewis was amazing for the Patriots when he was healthy. Why they let him go? I have no idea. Dion Lewis scored 22 DraftKings points in week 1, and he's only $5,000 DraftKings salary for week 2. Lewis has a great matchup versus a weak Houston run defense. He was targeted 8 times last game in the passing game and got 16 rush attempts. That's a lot of chances to score fantasy points. And Dion Lewis doesn't need that many chances to make a defender miss and take one to the house. Okay, who do we have at wide receiver? I have to go with Keenan Allen as my stud for week 2. Keenan Allen produced 28 DraftKings points on 11 targets from Philip Rivers in week 1, and he has a fantastic matchup for week 2, facing the second worst defense overall, the Buffalo Bills, who have given up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. I love the Rivers to Allen combo for week 2. You get fantasy points for your quarterback and your wide receiver when they connect for a score, so it makes sense to pair them up and hope for a touchdown pass from Rivers to Allen. For my wide receiver sleeper pick, I like Dante Pettis. Dante who? Dante Pettis is now the #1 target for Jimmy Garoppolo, with Marquise Goodwin hindered with a hamstring injury. Look for Dante Pettis to pick up the slack in week 2, just like he did in week 1. Dante Pettis scored 14 DraftKings points on 5 targets from Jimmy G, who may have had one of the most unlucky starts I've ever seen. 2 drop TD passes, Alfred Morris fumbles on the 1-yard line, a receiver falls down during his route, causing a pick 6 the other way. Marquise Goodwin, Jimmy's favorite target, gets injured, among other things, and Jimmy G was able to keep it at a 1-score game, playing in hostile Vikings territory. Huge bounce back game coming from Jimmy G and Dante Pettis, who have a good matchup versus a bad defense in the Detroit Lions for week 2. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My stud this week at tight end is Jordan Reed. I was a bit concerned of his health status for week 1, which is now of no concern as he started the first game with 15 fantasy points on 5 targets. Washington Redskins are facing a middle-of-the-pack defense in the Indianapolis Colts. Facing Andrew Luck, I'm expecting a quarterback battle, which means lots of checkdowns and short routes for Jordan Reed to eat up yards and take advantage of his size and quickness. Jordan Reed has improved year after year and now has a seasoned pro in Alex Smith throwing him the ball. I'm expecting big things from that duo this year, as long as Reed can stay healthy. If you need a low-priced tight end, take a look at Benjamin Watson, only $3,400 DraftKings salary, facing the Cleveland Browns, who gave up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Pretty good matchup here, and Watson has Drew Brees throwing him the ball. He scored 8 DraftKings points on 4 targets last game, so I have a feeling he is just getting started. Ben Watson was a freak in nature coming into the NFL, and now with enough experience under his belt and Drew Brees throwing him the ball, watch out. Ben Watson could be a sneaky, scary player this year. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Help me, Kenny. I'm stuck in my room, Kenny. You've unlocked the bonus content. Hey, thanks for sticking around. My secret pick for week 2 is Josh Gordon. Finally got his habit under control and he's back in action running deep routes down the field. Josh Gordon scored 9 fantasy points on only 3 targets in week 1, so I don't think many people will be playing him, and he's only $5,800 DraftKings salary, with a huge ceiling if he can catch one of those deep balls. I'm thinking Cleveland Browns will be playing from behind most of the game versus the New Orleans Saints in week 2. This will give Josh Gordon the opportunity to run deep routes all game long, and no doubt a few of them should connect.